I found a bookstore for sale, and it seemed like a ridiculous change in life. And so I bought out a pension and bought a bookstore 20 years ago. Yeah, super like best choice anybody could ever make. Caleb Moss speaking to you, owner of Bacchus Books for just about 20 years now. And I came to be here because I was multiple other things that weren't compatible with being happy. To distill what the best part of owning a bookstore is, huh? You know, the easy thing to say about it is that I probably like it and love it more now than I did when I started. When I started, it was like, it was interesting, but I didn't understand how rich it is. And over time, I've really come to appreciate their role in society and who bookstores draw in. They draw people in from like all walks of life, from like little babies love it in here because there's a fan and books that they can chew on, and older people love it in here because they're either something from the past, something new, whatever, and it has a cross appeal. Like having worked in politics and education and sports and whatever else I've done, I've never ran across anything that draws in more interesting people on a regular basis who are generally happy to be here.
I am putting labels on our new books that just arrived from the publishers. See, I had it this morning and they hadn't blended it yet, so it was really chunky. But yours looks more blended than mine.
Yeah, there's still big celeries in it.
Yeah.
It's like the 8th straight soup I've had with celery in it. I think she brought a lot of celery. You can floss while you eat soup. That's what's good about it.
Celery's actually negative calories. It's healthy for you. Maybe not when it's cooked.
Like you die quicker eating it?
No, like you spend more energy chewing it than the amount of calories that are in it.
Yeah, you die quicker eating it. That's exactly what I'm saying.
You live longer. We have different descriptions of health. What
sets a bookstore apart, they're not replicable, which is always interesting to me. It's like I've been in enough of them, and I go into ones that they're clean and crisp and cool looking, and you're like, huh, yeah, I'd rather buy this from somewhere where the stairs squeak and the walls talk and the roof is staring at you and whatever. You find little treasures here and there. Bacchus, like I think any magical bookstore, has to evolve. And that's part of what this place has done, and I've done a very good job at it, and I've also done a really good job of knowing when to let go and let other people add in their special little things, and you can tell, right? This is not all me, obviously. You know Nick Bantigart? He did the Griffin and Sabine books. But I read one of his books on how he puts together art, and he'll do take a super cool painting, and then over top of it will go like a layer of graphics of this and this and this, and at the end of that there's like a little piece of that painting, and then there's actually little pieces of those graphics. But each one of them in the layering of what's happened is kind of important to the telling of the story and of the art. And each one of the pieces of art, like the pictures that he paints, I mean, he's a good painter, but that's not what the art is. Right. It's how it's hidden and what's revealed. Yeah. And that's what I think good bookstores are. It's what's, it's not just what's faced, it's what's, sitting in the backgrounds behind you. anybody who comes in here, it's a building that speaks to them. Building itself, though, is from 1910, 1911. Multiple stories have coursed its way through the walls. It was originally a pharmacy, an apothecary. It's been a hardware store, it's been a newspaper, photo studio. The cafe is part of why this building and the bookstore came into existence here. Years ago, living in Victoria, one of my favorite places was a bookstore cafe somewhere down in Fairfield, and I don't even remember the name of it, but it always sort of sat in my mind as something awesome. And after I had purchased the bookstore, it was something that I wanted to do, and my partner was working in an entirely different field, and we were like, we want to do a bookstore cafe. She was willing to take the leap and start a cafe, and I was super stoked about it. And then this building became available, and we kind of envisioned turning it into something entirely different. And so because this would work for both of them, it sort of drew bookstore cafe into existence.
It's Americano.
It is an Americano.
Now it's in a lease situation where I have Katie, who leases it from me and does a fantastic job.
It's on the wall. Look, it's like a flower in concrete outside of Compton. Good job. How do you do that?
That's a baby kitten in Ethiopia. You can
All right.
You missed the eyes.
I know a guy in Compton who would adopt that kitten.
Was he straight out of Compton or just regular Compton?
But ultimately, though, man, they're like, it's a cool partnership. Like, they are built to go together. You know, there's been days here, the bookstore's never been closed, but there's been days when the cafe has, and it's still a super cool bookstore, but it doesn't there's another layer when there's a cafe there. It adds to it. These walls know how to shapeshift the mystery. Oh yes, these walls change lives. See, 20 years of wielding the word with sass and class. A tip of the proverbial cap to 2 decades of the lovely humans of Team Bacchus, who all helped in their own unique ways to transmorgify this magical place. Frothy quaffs to all you bacchanalians out there as well, who always keep it interesting. Crossing the 2-decade line is just cause for celebration and reflection. And as my time in the captain's chair meanders towards an end, I can't help but wonder whimsy wish that whoever is smart enough, lucky enough, brave enough, and super rich enough to take my book baton and run with it has a life made as fantabulous as mine has been. To fresh pages and new chapters, thanks for the 20 years, Bacchus. You're awesome.